She's the, how I say, virginal type character, innocent.
Oh. Very different from you.
Very different from, we're opposite. See what they did there? Are you calling me a man slut?
You are the realtor who helped Michael Jackson find and buy Neverland.
That's right. It was quite an adventure.
My philosophy is disruptive media. So I, most
That sounds like
me,
Alan, disruptive.
It is
Today, actor Jackson Davis from Trauma Team is here, and then Gloria Berlin, Michael Jackson's realtor who helped him find Neverland, and later publicist Alan Miller tells you how to use the social media revolution to your advantage to publicize your message to the world, and how to avoid TMI, too much information mistakes that can cost you job or school. But first up, Jackson Davis, great to have you back again today, Jackson.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So you moved on from Lonely Girl.
I have.
LG 15. That's
it's the wonderful world of Trauma Team.
Trauma Team.
First, I want to say that the last time I was here, we talked about 2010.
I was going to ask you
that.
Yes.
I'm proud to say that. I think everybody's saying 2010 now. I think it all started right here. Pat on the back.
When I said 2010. Oh, thank you for rubbing that
You
in.
did say 2010. but
so you think 2010's catching on?
I think it's huge. It's everywhere, and it does my heart well, that it all started right here, and I think it's me and you, buddy.
We're trendsetters. What can I say?
We are. Anyway.
So now in 2010, you're doing the A-Team. Well, now what? Medical trauma.
Well, it's funny you say A-Team because it's like the A-Team. It's like
the movie's
ER,
coming out?
and the movie's coming out. Wish I was in it. That would be great.
Which one would you
Part
be? You'd be BA.
I would totally be BA. I would totally be. I have a whole lot of gold that I wear, when I'm not here. So it's perfect. I wouldn't have to, go to the set people and have.
So
I don't know.
So you were a doctor. You just play one on TV or on the web.
On the web. Well, you said A-Team, but it's like the show is like the A-Team meets ER. I play sort of a rogue doctor. If you're familiar with doctors.
I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking of BA as the doctor.
As the doctor,
ER.
yeah, I would trust him to perform surgeries.
I wouldn't. I'd be out of there.
It's funny though because he is kind of like a BA a little bit. He's a guy who's like a rogue doctor, like I said, like Doctors Without Borders. But
you were kind of a rogue in LG 15 Resistance.
It's very similar, yeah. Very similar kind of guy. This guy's a little bit more of I'd say an adrenaline junkie though. The kind
in what way? What's his thing? What's his?
Well, he was in the army previously. Jumping out of the planes to go save people. And I don't want to give too much away about the show, but he's not. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll find out that he's got some skeletons in the
this
closet.
isn't like a Lonely Girl kind of thing, huh?
No. Yeah, is he a real doctor?
We know who you are.
No. Fool me once, right? But I'm excited about the show. It's got a great cast. Eden Regal.
Eden Regal, yes. She's been on the show before.
Yes, Eden Regal's a fantastic actor and lovely person.
In fact, I think she's going to be doing All My Children again.
She's on Young and the Restless, I believe.
Oh, Young and the Restless. Okay, well, I was close. It's a soap.
Yeah, it's a soap. Same world.
Work with me here.
Same world, but good on her because she's a wonderful person. But we have a really great cast, really great director, really great vision. I'm super.
So what does she do? You're the adrenaline junkie. What is she?
She is my assistant. She's the, how I say, virginal type character. Innocent.
Very different from you.
Very different from, we're opposite. See what they did there? Are you calling me a man slut, Greg? Can you say that? No.
Hey, you can say anything on our show.
Okay, good. But anyway, I'm super duper. I'll even use the word duper. That's how excited I'm about it. But it's super exciting, the show. I mean, I just can't say enough about. We shot the pilot. I've seen some of it, and.
So now, since this is a shorter format sort of thing, is it like 5-10 minutes or something, or per episode, or how does that?
They're still working that out. I believe the episodes are going to be about 12 minutes.
12 minutes, okay.
A shot.
And how long is your season? Do you know that yet? Is it like 12 episodes?
12 episodes. Well, double that. 20.
Oh, so a whole like TV
22,
kinda...
23 episodes. Yeah.
Oh.
Split in half. Like we'd shoot an episode and then it's kind of split in half, and the one episode is actually turned into two.
So maybe this could go viral. Like Lonely Girl, actually.
Yeah, I see big things for it personally. Like I really, like I said, I'm just super proud of the project, and.
So you're saving a lot of lives in the ER. Is that it?
Wow, that's the thing.
You're
We're not even
killing a lot
doing it.
of
We're not
people
even
in the
doing it
ER.
in the ER.
You're not in the ER.
We take the idea of the show is we take people from from hospitals who aren't going to be operated on for various reasons like medical coverage.
You're abducting people from hospitals?
Yeah.
You're abducting uninsured patients from hospitals?
Yeah, but they want to be abducted.
I don't like your show.
They want to be abducted. We take them and we fix them and we bring them back. And, you know,
Even if they don't have health care coverage?
Yeah, that's the point. Work with me, Greg. That's the point. That's the whole show.
Wait, is this part of Obama's health care initiative?
Well,
now
it's funny you say that. I'm worried about it now. Like maybe the show won't work. No, it will because
Yeah, it's too late. We've all got medical coverage now.
good on us too. I love this. I love where we're headed right now.
Indeed, I should say you're very socially conscious, what you're involved with the animal rescue.
That's true. Yeah.
When you're not saving people from hospitals, you're saving animals.
I'm saving animals. I love animals. I have a soft spot for, especially for dogs.
You have a lot of dogs, or
I don't. That's why I.
You don't have a dog? But
I don't have a dog. That's why I volunteer so I can go and.
did you ever have a dog?
No, I've never had a dog.
He's got a thing for dogs. He's just never had one.
I've never had a dog. I grew up with cats, but I love dogs.
Oh, cats. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then why don't you have a cat?
I don't want a cat. I love cats, but I don't.
But why did you say you like dogs if you only had a cat? You should be a cat person.
I know. I tried the cat thing growing up.
You're
I was
over- you're
forced
over
the cats.
cats.
I was force-fed cats, and now.
Force-fed.
Yeah, well, that sounds horrible, doesn't it?
Now pet is out front.
Yeah.
No animals were
Look
harmed
how you
in the
turned
making
this on me, man. I'm trying to speak out for the
Eating
animals now.
pets, abducting people from hospitals. Boy,
Oh, what is happening? But
There are only a few things left. Which-
all right. This is going well.
See, it's every time it just
Public enemy number one over here. But I volunteer with that for animals because I do love them. I just ran the marathon for a great organization called Rescue Rover, which is out of Redondo Beach, I believe. And
Oh, so you were sponsored by them or something?
yeah, I raised money for them, and I ran.
So what was your time?
For that cause? My goal was to be under 4 hours, and I came in at 3:54. 3 hours and 54 minutes. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's.
Thank you.
I thought about doing it one day, but I think I'm just going to walk it the first time.
Yeah,
I was going to harass you at first about your time, but okay, look, I've never done the marathon. So
well, I'm not going to
What
brag.
What time
but
was the
that's
winner? How
pretty
fast
good.
was the winner?
They're like 2 hours and something.
2 hours, okay.
But a sub 4 hour marathons. It's
Yeah. In fact, that's what you need to qualify for some of them, right? Because I know like the Boston Marathon.
Yeah,
I think
Boston's
sign up people.
tough. The Boston Marathon's tough. Like you really the LA Marathon. Anybody can just kind of sign up and do it. But I do want to say, there's a camera. I beat Shia LaBeouf by 45 minutes. I'm pretty proud of that.
Oh, so you saw him coming up behind,
Yeah,
way in the
it was
distance,
great.
or you walked by and you just
know,
steamrolled by?
No, they tell you before they say these people are
Oh, at
racing.
the
And you
end,
know
I
what's
see. Okay,
funny
gotcha.
is The Bachelor a few years ago was Andrew Baldwin. He was running the race, and I was actually on a swim team with him as a kid. Overlook swim team when I was like,
He's
8 or 9
not.
years
He's not
old.
one of the Baldwin brothers, though.
No,
Okay,
not
you know,
one.
'cause
Well, he is a brother of a
There's
Baldwin.
Steve
just
and
not,
Alan and
just
okay,
not the
okay,
Baldwins.
okay. So you're going to do more marathons?
No, I'm done. I just wanted to do one. I did it, and it was really one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I remember, in fact, thinking halfway through that this is insane. This is crazy. Why would anybody do this to themselves?
So were you you were running the whole time, or did you have to?
I had to
can you
walk a few times,
walk
yeah,
in?
but
That's intense, actually.
it was intense.
Yeah.
But all said and done, it was one of the greatest things I've ever done. But I never want to do it again.
All right. Well, we will stay tuned and look for you on, what is this, animal pet rescue? Wait, no, trauma team,
Trauma team.
hospital abductions.
Yeah, you're Greg. What am I? Yeah, I'll come
If we
back
don't
and
get you boycotted by the time we're done with
I
this
think
interview.
you did it,
know,
man. I
it's,
think you did it. I'll come back and explain more of it.
Okay, yeah, well,
when
we'll
the
have to
show.
see how this develops. So thank you very much,
Thanks,
Jackson
man.
Davis.
Thanks, Greg.
We will be right back with Gloria Berlin, Michael Jackson's realtor. And we are back. Joining me now is Gloria Berlin. She is author of In Search of Neverland. Great to have you here today,
Oh, I'm
Gloria.
so happy to be here with you.
So you are the realtor who helped Michael Jackson find and buy Neverland.
That's right. It was quite an adventure.
So how did you become Michael Jackson's realtor?
I met him when he was 12 years old, and I never thought he would grow up to buy a $35 million ranch.
And your son used to play next door at their...
My son played with Randy Jackson, Will Berlin, and Will Berlin used to escape his tutor by going down to the Jackson residence to play with Randy. So I had to go fishing from there and bring him back to the tutor that I was paying $25 an hour to teach him. Math.
Because you lived next door to them in Encino or
I
down the
lived
street.
about 10 minutes away
10
from
minutes
them.
away. I see. Okay, gotcha. So he'd run over to the Jacksons and hide. Actually, literally behind the bushes, I think sometimes, right? Or
Yes,
something.
that's
It's,
right. And Catherine Jackson used to know which bush he was hiding behind, because I would be yelling for his name, and he would not respond because he was hiding.
So you saw Michael go from a young boy.
From 12 years
from
old
12,
until he passed.
and at 27 when he bought Neverland. I didn't realize that was actually the first time he moved away from home.
He always lived at home with his siblings and the parents, and he never had a home of his own except for 2 condominiums that were gifted to him by the Disney Corporation.
Because he had worked for Disney.
Yeah, he had been employed by Disney as a cartoon character. And so they gave him 2 condos, but he never used them. They were in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. And he let friends and family use them. But he never bought something for himself.
And I just want to show, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to show the picture of you with him. But so how did he decide that he wanted a ranch then? He was living at home, 27? What made him want?
He was being cited by the Animal Regulation Department because his python got out from his bedroom. He kept a python in his bedroom.
Oh.
That's to keep intruders out.
In fact, he had a lot of pets around the house, apparently,
Yeah,
right?
he had an elephant, giraffes, llamas, swans, all kinds of animals, monkeys. He had several monkeys, and he had that chimpanzee that he ran around with like it was his own baby.
And the city of LA, though, didn't appreciate it.
No, they were very angry, and they wanted to arrest him, and they kept issuing citations and warrants, and they could never catch him because he was always in World Concert Tour.
Gone.
Out there making the money, traveling from country to country.
But finally, he decided he had enough and he needed to get a place where he could have the animals, or?
They were going to seize all of his animals and take them to the LA Zoo. And maybe put some of them to sleep, like the python. The python got out of his bedroom and went next door, and when the neighbors came next door, they found a python swimming in their swimming pool.
Yeah.
When you're about to dive in your pool and there's a python there and it belongs to the neighbor next door, you're going to do something about it, right?
Yeah, I'd say. I'd call the city of LA.
They did over and over again. Many citations, many warrants, many fines and penalties and everything, and threats.
So then he came to you and said he was looking for a ranch, or
he
how
knew
did?
me, and I knew his family, and they, in fact, when he was at Jackson 5, Catherine and Michael came to our door, knocking on the door, asking that we join the Jehovah's Witnesses temple. And my husband was Jewish. And
Did you join?
No.
Okay.
But we received them, and we listened to what they had to offer. And we were delighted to see them, of course, and I was quite surprised that they would be doing this. Mother and son going from door to door in the hills of Encino, knocking on doors and asking for the people to join the Jehovah's Witnesses temple, which is what they do.
Only in LA does Michael Jackson come knocking on your door and ask you to join the Jehovah's Witness.
Right. And then they kicked him out of the Jehovah's Witnesses because he was undulating.
Oh,
The way he
dancing,
dances and shakes his body and undulates and all that. Well, they disapprove of that. That's sensual and sexual. That belongs on Sunset Boulevard in a short miniskirt.
Yeah, well, we had to talk about that earlier, but that's another subject.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
But so the ranch, though. So when did he first come to you and say, "I want to find a ranch," or how did you start doing this for him?
I wrote him about a black family that was being foreclosed on by the Coliseum, and the father was in the hospital with severe heart disease, and they were going to be thrown out on the street, the 3 kids that he had, with a woman who had earlier in their life had committed suicide. Their mother was a white mother. The man was black. He was 87. And they lived on 87th Street. And I wrote him a sad letter about these people because he likes to rescue.
Right.
I wrote to Michael. He was already 27 and practically a billionaire, and I didn't even know he was a billionaire at almost. He had made $750 million at the age of 27.
Wow.
How many kids do that? In fact, they write, "Daddy and Mommy, send me home.
That's right.
Send me
Send
some
money.
Yeah, send money." Here he is, almost a billionaire, and he's very humble and very sweet. And so he called me on the phone. He kept calling me that he wanted to help those people, and he came by the house. And I gave him the address, the phone number, because my husband said, "We can't help them, you're only a realtor. You can't go around rescuing everybody that's in trouble losing their home to foreclosure, Gloria. We can't afford that. I know you're a rescuer. Michael was a rescuer. And he loved people and animals. And that's why he wanted to buy a ranch and move out of the city.
And in the process, you looked at, what, 100 ranches all over the
No,
place?
I
or
didn't
no?
look at 100 ranches.
No.
He only wanted a specific ranch. It had to be an English Tudor with over 200 acres, and it had to be in Santa Barbara. And everything had to be green, green, green. He was into green before people were into green energy. So he had been on this ranch before with Paul McCartney, and they had been kicked off the ranch, but he didn't know where he was, and they were kicked off the ranch because they started filming a video without the permission of Bill Bone, the owner of the ranch.
And then he later ends up buying it.
Yes,
How ironic.
because, he decided to buy it because Bone had Paul McCartney as a guest at his home, and he felt that McCartney, if he's going to film on his ranch, should ask permission. And also Bone has a very low opinion of celebrities. He always says, well, they want everything for free, you know, and here they're filming on his ranch.
I've heard. Yeah.
So anyway, they got kicked off the ranch. He and Paul McCartney were kicked off the ranch.
Wow.
Of Bill Bone's ranch. It was known as the Sycamore Valley Ranch. Michael Jackson renamed it the Neverland Ranch after the Peter Pan fantasy island.
And I'm sorry, we're in our final minute, but he almost didn't get the ranch though, right? Because he put in an offer on the house, but it was too low. And
Yeah, he lowballed it at $10 million when the man is asking for $35 million, which was like a slap in the face to Bill Bone.
And so you talked him up to.
Well, I kept working it, you know, to make Michael come up because the people around him really didn't want Michael to buy that ranch.
And what was the final closing price?
$17 million.
17 million. That must have been a good commission.
Well, I didn't get it all. Bill Bone put somebody else in to share my commission with me. That didn't deserve to get half of my commission, but what can you do? You can't sue the entire world.
You tried. No. And then you actually, I mean, you had stories about like hiding and around playing hide and seek with Michael Jackson.
Oh,
at Neverland
many adventures with him. He was so much fun. The walls in the playroom upstairs moved, and Michael quickly learned how to make the walls move. And Michael loved climbing up to the second story and then sliding down the banister. And he'd like to dress up as they had costumes in that playroom for Bill Bone's children. Like they had the witch's costume. And
I'm so sorry, we're running out of time, but thank you very much, Gloria
time.
Berlin. The book is In Search of Neverland. We will be right back with Alan Miller and tell you how to use social media to your advantage. And we are back, and joining me now is Dr. Alan Miller from Hitman PR. Great to have you here today, Alan.
Good seeing you, Greg. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. And so you're going to tell us all about how to use social media, your Twitter and your Facebook, to get your message out to the world.
Reinvent yourself. This is the best time.
Okay.
What would you like to be when you grow up?
I want to be an astronaut and go to the moon. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's another show for another day.
You can be, you know, with all the jobs in the economy, people have lost their jobs. Well, somehow or another we lost the path. What did you want to be when you were in high school? What did you want to be when you were in college? You can now do that. And marketing, which used to cost millions of dollars, and I did this 30 years ago, starting with Dinah Shore. You're not old enough to remember Dinah Shore, but Farrah Fawcett and some of the others.
I shouldn't say this, but actually I am.
You should have gone with that one, but
You're right, never heard of it.
I threw that one to you. Yeah,
Never heard of it.
But in this day and age, now you can use social media relatively free to get your message out and become anything you want and stage yourself in life, and in essence, have your own TV channel. That's where we're going.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's perfect. And you have customers out there. You just need to let them know where you are. And that's how this is. They're all on the internet. So let's use the internet to contact them.
So how do you do that? What are some specific things? Let's say I come to you and say, Alan, I want to get those customers. What do I do?
The first thing I got to tell you is live transparent. It is a 24/7 world.
In a fishbowl.
And a fishbowl. And what you do in Vegas may stay in Vegas, but it lives on Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and on the internet forever.
Yeah.
So you wearing the dog hat and the tutu, no.
Those days are over.
Those days are over,
Yeah,
and we don't want to do that. So the first thing you do is understand you should live transparently. But the other thing is people want to engage you. They want to talk to you because they live very vicariously through you. You specifically, let's use you as a great example. You lead a life that others would only dream of. You get to talk to stars. You are at lavish events. You are living a life, and you get to talk to people that no one, let's just say the Midwest, would even dream of being able to. So they're going to live vicariously through you. So the first thing I would do is set up your Twitter. I would set up your Facebook page, and most importantly, I would set up your blog, because that way you can tell your customers, your viewers out there, your story.
I'm mostly known for talking about the iPad on Twitter, just so you know. I saw you lusting after the iPad
I was lusting.
earlier.
Your other guest may not be able to leave out of here alive without the iPad.
I guarantee you.
I was lusting.
We're going to prevent that.
I was lusting, yes. But you know what you can't, and that's a perfect example. Your next guest has got the iPad, who now can watch streaming video you on the internet at any time and send you a message. He no longer, 80% of people out there are going to be watch video on either the iPad or their phone. One way, shape, or another.
You can watch the show on YouTube on your iPad, and you better do it right now.
And exactly, at any time, so you're not stuck to channel times.
Right.
And which now you can monetize it. Those people that come to your site now can make money off of it. And so that's a whole other revenue stream. I know bloggers that are making $30,000, $40,000 a month just revenuing your stream.
Well,
so
they say Perez Hilton makes tens of thousands
exactly.
a day.
Perfect example. He kind of really took it into the next level, and a great example, because who was he before this? Now look at it, he's a commodity.
So how do you do that? How do you become the next Perez Hilton? Or everybody's trying to increase their Twitter followers. How do you increase your Twitter followers?
Well, first thing, follow those who follow you. Follow the people that, I like to do this, my philosophy is disruptive media. So I follow everybody that's most like me.
That sounds like Alan, disruptive, wild and crazy kind of guy.
Yeah, I am. I'm demure. That was the first thing that came to mind, wasn't I was demure.
Yeah, demure and disruptive. So how do we disrupt the internet?
So what we do is we go and we follow everybody that's most like us, okay? And
now I got to know who you're following.
Yeah. Oh, I follow you. William Shatner's an old friend of mine, so I follow him. And what we do is, when you put up these videos,
and I noticed you were following Tiger Woods and Jesse James. Oh, no,
well.
No, I'm just kidding. He's actually married, so I should say. I take that back.
What we do is, the biggest thing I can tell you here, and I can tell your viewers, is the tags are the most important thing. So here's the secret today. Okay. I'm giving you this one for free. This one's great. When you put
he charges too.
Yeah, I do. I'm cute, but I'm expensive. But I'm well older. But here's the thing, and then this is the most important. When you put these videos up in the tags, they'll ask you to tag it. You want to put Tiger Woods. You want to put Jesse James, because as these people are trying to go and look for the information that's most relevant of the day, they're going to see your videos, and you're going, oh.
And we talked about it. We can put the tags in there now.
And I went, oh my God, I didn't know this. And they're going to tell people on Twitter, which they have 2 to 5 to 10 to 20,000 people. I saw this great video on YouTube. It's Gregory Mantell interviewing, the greatest Alan Miller, the greatest publicist of all time. Boom, and then they send people, and it becomes viral, and that's what you want. Really, and the biggest thing here is live transparent. Do not underestimate that people live vicariously through you. They want to know you, they want to know what's going on, and they can sit behind the comfort of their computers, and they get to watch you and talk to you and interact. And here's secret number 3.
Sure.
Answer back. Engage them, talk to them, answer their questions.
And I feel good about that too, because we've tried to do that through the show, in the sense of even on YouTube, we get a lot of suggestions.
No, you do it really well.
We try to interact some, but it's all, I think everybody's trying to do that more these days, is interact or respond, and not just
When I was working with Farrah Fawcett, it was difficult because we have hundreds of thousands of people internationally. But here was the best part, and this is what we saw. It migrated into what a friend of mine, Sarah Robinson, likes to call the tribe. Her tribe. She's got like 10,000 members following her. Oh. And what was cool is, if she couldn't answer a question, the tribe would. So when you engage and when you get all these people in, it's just like having this big extended family that's going to answer those questions and engage those people back, and it becomes a conversation. And that's what you want.
Now, are there any don'ts? We've talked some on the personal side, but maybe on the business side, anything, red flags, or I don't know,
the usual stuff in this day and age of credit following and the credit theft and all that other stuff. Keep your personal information down to and know who you're going. At first it's, I always look at the backgrounds of the people that are following and seeing if we're working. One of my videos just went viral in China, so I've been getting a lot of Chinese visitors. Well, they speak Chinese.
What was your video?
I did a video on, and I'll send it to you, on social media and how the statistics are going. If you look at Facebook, it'd be the 4th largest country in the world under Norway.
Wow.
It's huge. Oprah is her own country in herself. When you look at numbers, these people are falling. So you want to use that and tap into that, and it can be done. You're a fascinating guy, and they want to know about you. And anybody out there, you know, is the fascinating person next door. It's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody has their kind of 15 minutes of fame these days on the internet.
Yeah, now it's an hour. Yeah, it just keeps going on and on, and however long you extend it. It's amazing. And they want to engage you. So there's no more boundaries. And that's what's cool about it. There's no more boundaries.
Well, sorry to end on a bit of a downer here, but in our final minute, I did want to mention, though, again, on the personal side, you hear the stories in the news about people who, you know, what would you tell people that they shouldn't put out there? Because, again, you know, people who don't get jobs or get fired from their job or don't get into a certain school because they have the wild party photos from Vegas, you know.
Not a good idea to put those up, because now employers are using the same tools that we're using to broadcast ourselves. It's an online resume. Think of the internet now as an online resume. But the problem is, it's not just what you want to tell them, and now it's everything. So figure that if you don't want it out there, don't do it.
And I guess at the very least, even Facebook recommends that you can change your privacy settings
Exactly.
so that most people can't see what you really did in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to know. You know, you're wearing the Viking hat. No.
I need to look at your Facebook page.
Yeah, you got
by
to.
the way.
I am. With
What would
the
I see
Viking.
on your Facebook page?
You'd see. Well, I just got back from, where was I? I was in Vegas for Kelsey Grammer Live. You'd see pictures of that, and then we launched. I was in a celebrity poker tournament, so you'd see me standing there with a bunch of guys playing poker, and I came in 50.
But wait, there was one of you on the table with. Oh, that's.
Yeah, that was me. The Showgirls.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Well, thank you very much, Alan Miller, telling you
Thank
what
you,
to
Greg.
do and not to do, and don't do what he does on the internet. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.